Fix what I couldn't see. Eating clean, playing my part. Still something breaking inside my heart. I was doing everything right, and everything kept getting worse. Following every line they drew, still ended up in reverse. Five pills lined up on the sink, one telling me what to think. Said give it time, you'll be okay. But I kept drifting further away. I was doing everything right, and everything kept getting worse. Gave them everything I had, still couldn't break that curse. Then one day I just let it go. Stopped chasing what I didn't know. Took one step, changed one thing, turned my back on everything. This is my why. North Dakota Carnivore changed my life. Kept it simple, stripped it down, turned it all the way around. Lost the weight, cleared my mind, left that old road far behind. What I found was something true, did it myself, and so can you.
And good morning. And it's Saturday morning. What a beautiful day it is. Got up this morning, temperature outside was 66 degrees out. We're forecast for our temperatures to climb over 100 degrees today. We're supposed to get to 102 today and tomorrow. So I figured today would be a good day to get out there and get my walk in early. So I did. I went out, and normally on the weekends I have two different paths that I walk, and they're both, one's 3.3 miles and the other one is just like 2.98 miles, but I walk to the end of the block when I come back and back home, so it just ends up being over 3 miles. I kind of combined them today, and I got a 5-mile walk this morning, and got home and temperature is still only 75 degrees out now, so beat the heat, got the walk in. Today is also the last day of our state fair here, so I don't know if we're going to be going to that or not. My wife was talking about doing it, but I'm not sure if she's going to. Let's make that wide. That's better. So let's see what we got in the chat this morning. Jeff, Nice to see you here this morning. How are you doing today? Pam Young, good morning. Pam, how are you today? It's nice to see you in here. Uncle Willie, good morning. Remember to do rumbles on this one. I missed a couple on the fasting streams because Rumble's such a pain sometimes to do. It just really is. You can't just set it up. You have to go in there separately, and you can only do 24 hours in advance. Babe Doll, good morning from Oklahoma. Triple digits today. Stay hydrated. No cheating. I have my element raw right here. And about half gone already because I just got done with my walk. So, yeah. It's a good time to stay hydrated. No cheating. Rick, good morning, Earthlings. Live long and prosper, my friend. Donna Ray, good morning. How are you today? Let's see. Rick says, I'll be listening mostly while finish up a report that is due to a client today. Yeah, I know how that goes. I had a big meeting yesterday, and oh, what a pain it was to get everything ready for that this week. Donna Ray's asking Rick if your blueberries are all picked now. There's more out there. Not sure how many more. Daughter and grandchildren have been picking them. But I'll check. Yeah, you got a lot of them out there. Terry P, good morning, Terry. How are you doing today? Nice to see you in here. Pam says, I'm good. I got to get my workout in after the call. Yeah. I wanted to get mine in before it got too warm because in an hour it's going to get warm out here. The fair opens up in an hour. So might have to see if it's going to be something we're going to do today. The last day. I've been twice this week. I was on there Saturday night, Sunday. I went last week. So I bought the path to get in every day. And I think I have to go one more day to make it worth buying the thing. Otherwise, we lose money doing it. And that always sucks. You worth the extra work? Yes, you are, Uncle Willie. I just generally when I remember I didn't set it up, it's when I've clicked start start the stream, and then I realize, crap, I forgot Rumble. Just bean broth so far today. Yeah. Hey, it's been 42 days since I've had bean broth. And today would be 702 days on the carnivore diet for me, or carnivore lifestyle, because it's not a diet. Once everybody refers to it as a diet, but those of us who have been doing this for any amount of time, you realize it's not a diet anymore. It's a lifestyle. It's the way we're supposed to eat. And it just makes sense. It's so easy to do. Captain Carnivore Luke, are you late? No, sir. You're just on time. How are you doing today? Still pretty early out there, huh? Oh, you got your mother-in-law's cleaning today? Awesome. Cindy, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you in here. So we have last week was kind of a stressful week. Did my 3-day fast, almost wrecked it on Tuesday. One of the things I have to do in my job is dealing with people, and we had to let somebody go, and that was actually a really hard thing to do. The person had been with us for a while, but they did something that was not acceptable, and it was time to do that, but it was hard. I almost broke my fast Tuesday. My fasting coach, the guy that I deal with, where I talk with when I'm fasting and about fasting, and I've learned a lot from him. He he ended up having a live stream shortly after I got back to my office. I got a notification that he was live. I was like, why not sit down and listen to him while I'm working on my presentation I had to do for Friday? And he was talking about some of the struggles that he's had recently with fasting and how he had to make his fasting as non-negotiable to be able to get back into what he wanted and get back down where he wanted to be with his weight. And that hit me, and that was like, okay, because I was moments away from heading out and grabbing something to eat, and that just made sense to me, and it helped me to the point where I was able to continue my fast. Sometimes just the little things make the biggest difference, and it helps when somebody else is going through struggles also. That's what these meetings are for. They're not, it's not everything's rosy all the time. There are times where people do have trouble and they need an accountability. And that's what this meeting is. It's accountability. It's to come in and get some inspiration from the people in the chat and hang out just to make sure that you're keeping up with what you need to do. Luke says doing great. Yeah, it's early. Well, for you it is. Yep. Because you're on that Pacific time zone. But maybe I'll go grab a brisket and throw a brisket on. Yeah. How can one senior lady collect so much? Yes. Well, they've been collecting for a long time. Let's see. Uncle Willie said, I noticed the ads on YouTube make it almost unwatchable. The other day on Larry's live stream, you got 9 ads. Holy cow. Yeah. How many do you get on Rumble? I know when the live starts, there's at least 1 and sometimes 2 ads on the live to start with. And other than that, I don't know. I really haven't watched much of the lives on Rumble. My Carnivore Chronicles, Dawn. Good morning. How are you? Fabulous to see you here this morning. You out working this morning, Dawn? Uncle Willie says, I'm done fat only since Sunday, or I've done fat only since Sunday. I'm going to do protein today, down 9 pounds this week. That's amazing. Man, I really want to try something like that. I think that might be, I don't know if I could do a full week though. Maybe a 3-day fat fast. Carnivore Wayne, good morning. It's nice to see you this morning. How are you doing today? Little Ford Schoolhouse. That's an awesome name. I like that. Little Ford says, Terry P., my mom's house shocked me. Yeah, with how much stuff people collect, it is amazing how much they do collect in their houses. I know when my brother, when he passed away, his house, he had a whole bunch of stuff in there. It's just amazing what we found in his place. Everybody's talking among themselves, and then Pam, I've been doing alternate day fast for the last 2 weeks, and I was feeling so comfortable. I've been trying to get my sink unstuck. Now I need to call a plumber, and today is a fast day. Yeah, alternate day fasting. That's actually where I've been trying to get back into. And December and January into the first week of February, I did alternate day fasting. And that's where I got down to my lowest weight. I felt great. And then I got complacent, and I stopped doing the alternate day fasting and just was eating, doing whatever. I found some foods that they're all right for carnivore diet, but they're not all right for the carnivore diet to eat a lot of it. And I ate too much of that stuff. And I went from 205 up to 220, and I hung around the 220 pound range for a little bit. And then in June 15th, I hit 227. And I was like, no, I got to change. I got to do something. So I started doing 72-hour fast. Start my fast Sunday night after my last meal around 6. End it Wednesday night around 6. And then one day, either Friday or Saturday, I've been doing an alternate day fast because I wanted to get used to doing the alternate day again, so that when I finish this 72-hour stretch I'm going to do, I want to go back into doing alternate day fasting. And I felt amazing when I was doing that. The alternate day fasts are really good. Congratulations, Pam. That's amazing that you're making it through there. Don Race is doing well, listening to my voice call before starting workout. Thank you. I think used to get 2 ads at the beginning of the video. Then that's it. Yeah. Are they doing more now, or I don't know. I watched last week when I was watching Dustin on there on Sunday. Yeah. Don's doing all right, always working, shopping and delivering them groceries. Yeah. People want to eat, and they like a lot of duck food. Don says we'll have some time off next week though. So gonna get a while I can this weekend. Okay. So you're taking some time off, or you're getting in the extra work in there. Uncle Willie said I don't get the ridiculous weight rebound from fat only like the water ones do. Yeah, and that's one of the things that I've been working on too when I'm doing the 72-hour fast. I'm working on controlling my refeed so I don't get that drastic swing, because I can gain back everything I lost on the 72 on that first day. It's really easy to do. And the way I'm doing it now, when I gain back about half of what I've lost, and then that slowly goes back down. When I start my fast, I'm really close to the weight that I was to begin with. I don't lose much of water weight when I fast now. My weight fluctuates just a few pounds doing this, and it's actually pretty steady for once doing this way. It's like it was when I was doing the alternate day fasting. Good morning, Aaron. How are you doing today? You all getting ready to do some umping this weekend again? Rick, good morning. You still doing your live? Carnivore Chronicles. So, yeah, that was a good time to hit that like button. Pam says, I agree. I do feel really good, and it's been very comfortable for me too. Yeah, and I don't know why I have been struggling getting back onto that EDF cycle. I was doing 36-hour fasts, and it worked out so well for those 2 months. And I've been trying to get back to it, and I've just been having a hard time doing it. Morning, also other Rick. Yeah, we got 2 Ricks in here. And see, Uncle Willie says, You pay a Rumble Premium $100 a year and no ads. Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't done the premium on Rumble, but I do pay for that on YouTube, so I don't get the ads there. Because when I was watching the Dr. Berry videos when I first started YouTube, I got really annoyed by the ads, so I went and I bought the premium for YouTube, so I don't see ads because they do drive me nuts. Little Ford, does anyone have any tips or advice that really help them overcoming binge eating with carnivore? To stop the binge eating, that's a medical issue, and they don't have good advice for that. I tend to do that after a fast, and the best way that I've been able to control that when I break my fast, so I don't eat everything, is to have a short window that you eat, and then keep that window. I have a planned meal to break the fast, and then 90 minutes later, I have another meal that is the actual meal, so that I have food. And once that's done with, I'm done eating. You have to make up your mind. You have to make it your non-negotiable to do that. And but if it's and then the other thing is to eat more fatty meats. The fat in the meat is what helps to keep you satiated, and it's hard to overeat the fat. It really is. People can do it. I don't get the signal that tells me my leptin doesn't tell me I'm full. But that's also a fat signal. So if you aren't getting a signal saying that you're full and it's allowing you to overeat, your fat is not enough in your body. And the saturated fat from an animal is what is being looked at and what your body needs to make that leptin signal. All your hormones come from cholesterol. If your cholesterol is off, too low, that'll happen. And it's not medical advice, it's just stuff I've learned because, you know, that happens. I missed Ron. Good morning, Ron. How are you doing today? You will have games today, yeah. You're still doing your sardine fast. How are your numbers today? I'm still waiting on my delivery of my test strips. Well, I haven't seen my ketones since Wednesday evening. Pam says I used to be a big binge eater. I'm almost a year in this journey. Has this helped you, or do you set limits? How do you keep from binging, Pam? Or is that the ADF that helps? Oh, Captain Carnivore's little lance got to head out to beat the wife, beat the heat. Wife and I are gonna spend a lot of money. Oh, yeah. See, I read that wrong. I didn't read the word heat to begin with, and I was like, oh, Luke's in trouble. Donneray says only make as much bacon as you intend to eat. That's a good one right there because that's something that I can overeat is bacon. I really like bacon. The fact that we have 4 slices of bacon sitting on the cutting board in the kitchen right now is amazing. And it also shows that I'm fasting because it's still there. The biggest thing that helped Pam was going to bed at 8 p.m. And also if it bad enough, throw red meat on it. Yeah. Nothing else helped. It has been the red meat, and it helped calm me down. And that's what it takes. The red meat, the ruminant animals, more than like the chicken, the fish, the pork, the ruminant animal meat and the ruminant animal fat, more specifically, is what your body craves and uses. farm raised, factory raised animals like the chicken and the pork and fish are fed with stuff that can still be transferred into your body. The omega-6 profile and a lot of stuff changes depending on how they're fed. Where a ruminant animal's diet does not make that much of a difference, that's going to affect you in the same way. Yeah, Pam was right. The red meat, um, the fatty cuts of red meat, the 73-27 ground beef, 80-20 ground beef, chuck roast with keeping the extra fat juice, it's all going to help. Aaron says just eat when hungry, but make it a meal. If you feel snacky, make a meal, right? Or if you're going to snack, make sure it's something that is made of meat. No sugars, no carbs, no cheating. Wonder where I've heard that before. Speaking of that, y'all did hear on Larry's live stream yesterday that he's doing the meeting today at his old time at 11:55 Eastern. So the Carnivore Quest meeting is moved up today. Don says keep a list of small tasks I have to accomplish. Eat my loved food, and when I feel the need to continue and I binge, I pick a task and use mental distraction. That's a good idea. See, I guess that's actually what kind of helps me too. I'm still sweaty from my walk. I'm just, oh, I got something, I don't know what was just on my arm there. But keeping distracted is a great way to stop from overeating too. If you know having a specific meal, making only what you are going to eat, don't make extra, and then have a task to do when you're done with it so that your mind is busy. It's a tremendous help. It's great advice, Don. Mental distraction. Well, this is I watched a guy that did 20 consecutive rolling 90-hour water fast. He gained 7 pounds on every fourth refeed. He wasn't carnivore. He went from 217 to less than 130. Yeah, and that's the guy that I do my fasting with that I've learned a lot of stuff from does that same thing. He lost a lot of his weight doing rolling 90s. But his refeeds, he was eating 4 to 8,000 calories of everything. And it's if he were to he said he's tried carnivore, but he only did it for 2 weeks. If he were to cut out the processed foods and cut out more of those veggies and just go more of a strict meat, I think he'd do much better. And he wouldn't have these urges and to binge like he does. But he does it. But then, he'll hit a 7-day fast, get his weight back down, and he'll be good for a while, and then he'll binge and something will happen. Like what almost happened to me on Tuesday. Something will happen and then he'll go on a binge and gain some weight and he'll hit back to fasting. But his advice when he's fasting is solid. Just his refeed advice doesn't align with what I like. Aaron says eventually as you eat more with each meal, you will not be hungry as much. And that is true. The more red ruminant meats you eat with fat in it, the better. Now, one of the things that I have found when I eat red meat and eat the fat in my steaks and stuff, I've always had trouble eating the fat when it's hot. When you have a fatty cut of meat and it's really got a picture here somewhere. I'm just looking through my pictures real quick. Where did it go? Oh, that's a lot of good food right there. What the heck? Oh, there it is. Finally found it. What I like to do, I'll cook a steak, then I'll throw it on a plate, let it cool down, or cutting board, let it cool down, put it in the fridge, let it sit in there and get completely chilled. And then I like to cut it up like this, put it back in the fridge, and I bring it to work. Now, the fat at the end here on the top right that you see, when this was hot, I could not eat that. But as a cold steak, I can eat that fat, and that fat doesn't bother me. It blends right in with the meat. It's a totally different texture than cold than it is when it's hot. So that's something else that people can try is eating cold steak. Still cook it. You know, you can sear the fat on it, all that, but then let it cool. I actually have one in the fridge right now that I'm gonna cut up for tomorrow because I like them cold too. They're amazing cold. And then when you eat it, you get all the benefit of that fat, and it's just really good. Yeah, Dawn had some great advice. It works for her with her ADD, and you have to distract yourself away from food. So you have a running list of small tasks. That's amazing. Wise Cracker, good morning. How are you? Great to see you here this morning. You just ended it, but really odd. 1.7 today, down from 2.0 yesterday, and was a 3.3 the day before. That is odd. What brand were you using for your sardine fast? It really doesn't make sense, does it? The other thing I want to ask is what time were you eating? Were you eating your last sardines late at night after 6? I know that makes a difference for a lot of people is when their last meal is and what their ketones end up being. Uh, Aaron Booby Goats, be the perfect example on grandma. When your last meal is and you're timing your last meal to what your ketones are. And they've been tracking those for a while and they've seen that make a difference. That really is an excellent tip. Plus, it lets us get things done. Yeah. You was hoping that you got her name right. Uncle Willie says, I talked my wife into trying fat only. She's seen some results this week. That's amazing. You know, I could do that with my wife. I wonder if she would do that. That's actually not a bad idea, Uncle Willie, because my wife, oh, this is really annoying. My wife, she loves butter. In fact, I got her the Butter Woman T-shirt from Booby Goat's store. That should be one of these first ones. Yep. There's my lovely wife, and she got the Butter Woman shirt because she loves butter. She will sit and eat butter. She just loves it. Now, if I could get her to drink the heavy cream, that's not a bad idea. I might talk her into doing that and see if she can do that for a day or two just to see what her numbers do. That would be really good. Thanks, Uncle Willie. That's now I got something to get her to do. Lil Ford says, "Thank you so much. I'm still working on this. I apparently have a lot of issues surrounding carb low foods. We all have been there. You're trying to keep any of that out of the house. And that's the hard part. If you live with other humans, they all want to eat that garbage. My son and his girlfriend live with us. My wife and I both eat this way. But when I started this way of eating and I explained to my wife what I was doing, she said, that's fine. She'll support me, but don't ever expect her to do that. My wife is type 2 diabetic. I started doing this shortly after that. She had her doctor's appointment. Her A1C was 15. Her fasting glucose was over 500. They gave her a CGM. And from that, she got to see what was causing her blood sugars to spike. And after Thanksgiving, which was like 3 months, 2.5 months after her appointment, she just started eating the same way I ate. And by January 3rd, her A1C was 8.7. Her fasting glucose was down into like the 160 range. She stopped taking all of her medications and she has fairly normal blood sugars now. They will spike, they will go up. And for her, they have a hard time coming back down. But she comes back down and she's actually doing really good. And unlike a lot of diabetics, where I guess when she was first diagnosed with diabetes, we were both really overweight at the time. But here in the last 10 years of it, she got to a normal weight, even though her blood sugars were extremely high. But that's what we're trying to do. This meeting is for help, to give ideas, and people in here have amazing ideas because we've been through this. Everybody has their own journey that they're going through, but we can learn from each other. Yeah. Uh, Jeff's going to walk during Larry's life. Okay. Yeah, I did. I did that this first thing this morning. I'm glad I did because it's starting to get warm out. The air conditioner is, on more now than it was earlier. Wisecracker, I made pickled eggs today. Ooh, where you live, Wisecracker? Okay, I can be over there shortly. Tomorrow because I'm fasting today. I love pickled eggs. Expensive. I need to learn how to make pickled eggs. Ron says I ended my 3-month plateau. I was 217 this morning. Amazing, Ron. Congratulations. That is awesome. If you guys don't know, you need to go check out Ron's channel. Ron he's had amazing results on his carnivore lifestyle. He has lost a tremendous amount of weight. Doesn't even look like the same person anymore. Let's see. One I'm looking for here real quick. This one. Give me just 1 second here. While I'm doing this, hit that like button, subscribe. You know how that goes. So I'll make it easy for you guys. You want to see some amazing results on a carnivore diet? I just put Ron's transformation video in the chat and I'm going to pin it there. I want you guys all to go check out this video. Subscribe to Ron's channel. He has had amazing results. Just really cool. He took pictures like every 10 weeks, right, Ron? And this is a video that shows those pictures as they go and shows how much he has lost, what he looked like before and what he looks like now. And he just broke a 3-month plateau. That's absolutely fantastic. Don says, Wise, I love pickled eggs, right? My favorite ones right now are the garlic pickled eggs. God, those are good. Pam says, my binges always happen late at night. So at 8 p.m., 7 days a week, you really helped me lock it in. So far, so good. 106 pounds down. Holy cow. Congratulations, Pam. That is amazing. 106 pounds. And yes, that bedtime is an amazing time to go to bed. Okay, I get up at 4 a.m. in the morning when I'm doing my fasting. That's my bedtime, is 8 p.m. That keeps me from wanting to eat. And I've noticed that when I go to bed earlier like that, it's my whole mood is much better too. You've never made pickled eggs? Yeah, there's a way to make them, Aaron. I got to figure that out. I do love them. And you can't just, you can throw them back into, you can buy pickled eggs and then keep the brine from it, put them back, more eggs into them, but it takes so long that way. And yeah, Don says they're so wonderful with flaky salt. Absolutely. You've never made them either, but you're making them now. Ooh, deviled eggs out of the pickled egg. That's not a bad idea. Probably not. I got to make one yet too. I already know what I'm going to make, but I got to do it. My wife's got to help me. Little Four says, Pam, yes, it's later at night for me, and it seems like I am eating all of the carbs I can find. Wonder if I need to up my fat intake. Upping the fat intake would be the perfect thing to do. You ever made brown butter bites? Little Ford, I mean, they're brown butter bites. It's so simple to do, and there's many channels out there that have the brown butter bite videos and stuff. It doesn't take long to make them, and they are amazing. See, Don says, Pam, congrats on the wonderful accomplishments, right? And Ron for breaking his plateau. Not pushing channel, but I did post a video about my cardiologist appointment. The thumbnail is accurate. Oh, I'm going to have to check that out, Aaron. Aaron also has a great channel to check out. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, my computer. You know, I was thinking the other day when I was having problems with my computer, the issue that I'm having is because of our state fair. Our bandwidth that we're sharing with all the extra people, the carnies, everything that's going on over there, it's all from the same company. So SRT is our local provider for that. Yeah. Uh, that thumbnail, Aaron. No, that's just not right. uh, so I just popped that into the live stream. I didn't pin it, but check out Aaron's channel. If you're not subscribed to him, subscribe to him also. 2 months ago, I was eating constantly, anything and everything. Blood sugars, 500s, alcohol. Tightened it up. Blood sugar, 119 last night. Congratulations, Wisecracker. That is a hell of an accomplishment. It really is. Going from the 500s down into the one teens, that is amazing. And getting yourself right with food, getting your habits and learning the proper way to eat and the proper foods to eat is extremely important in this. So, congratulations. Great success. Yeah, Aaron, you got your donuts. I can't believe they told you that you to bring a snack, donuts, candy bar, whatever. Get out of here. Our medical industry just doesn't know. Oh yeah, the Finally Fasting channel. That's who you watched. Amazing transformation. Yeah, Jerome is amazing. That's actually who I talk to. I talk with him a couple times a week. Um, he got demonetized on YouTube because he talks about his fasting and then he talks about his binging and then he talks about his fasting. They demonetized him. So his lives are all now on Patron. So you have to be a member, $6 a month to hear him on there. Although the last week and a half or so, he's been doing them on YouTube again while he's on vacation here. But yeah, Jerome is that's actually who I talked to, and that's kind of who I was thinking you were talking about because he did. He got up to 166 here recently, and he's back down into the low 150s on a 7-day fast. He's actually breaking it right now. I was watching him right before I started this because he had just come on. Yeah. Great job, Wisecracker. Pam, have you noticed doing alternate day fasting that on eating days you're not as hungry? Yes, that is one of the things I did notice when I was doing the ADFs. I did not seem to be as hungry. And I would eat twice a day when I did the ADF because I always broke my fast in the morning. I'd have a couple, like 4 to 6 pieces of bacon and 4 eggs. And then for my evening meal, I'd eat three or four ground beef patties, quarter pound patties, or about a pound of ground beef. And I was steadily dropping weight, and I was never hungry and never wanted to snack. And I've been trying to get back to that ADF fasting way, and I just struggled doing it. That's why I decided to do the 72 hours because I can hit 72 hours easy, but I can't do an ADF for 36. It's a mental note. So I'm throwing those ADF 36-hour fasts on Friday or Saturday. And I've seemed to do better on Saturday now, so that's where I'm going to be doing my ADFs. And then that's going to be through the end of August. I'm going to do the 72-hour fast. And starting on September, I'm going to go back to doing my ADFs. And let's see. And that's what I did for ADF, alternate day fast, feasting on odd days, and fasting on even days. My fasts were between 36 and 48 hours, or actually 47 hours. But that's what I used to do. And I had great success on it. And I want to get back to because that's one of the things I did notice was I was not nearly as hungry and I didn't feel like snacking when I was doing the ADF. Aaron says, Cynthia, loading up cream jelly. All right. Well, hey, if you're going to do that, Aaron, you got to get the maple bacon. Got to stay carnivore, right? Got to have that bacon. Yeah, it's approved by Don Ray. Sure. Yeah. You do better with cold butter. Yeah. Well, the butter bites are still cold. They're just you cook the milk solids on them, and then they caramelize on the bottom of the pan, and they turn into the brown butter bites. So it's basically ghee with the milk fat caramelized in it, and it has a caramelized flavor. But you can eat a whole lot more of those because they have that sweeter taste to them. But my wife just loves butter. The Kirkland grass-fed butter and the green foil wrap, she just slices off chunks of it and eats it. And she'll eat, what is that, an 8-ounce pack, and Oh, she'll do at least 4 ounces in a day, most days. Uh, wait. I love cold salted steak and fat also, right? That's the best way to eat that fat for me is to have a cold. That's the way I like it. Concerned about the flabby, loose skin. I'm down only a few pounds, but noticing the tummy flap. And that is one of the reasons why I do my fasting is for the autophagy. And for me, it's helped out a lot. I mean, you guys have seen my pictures. Let's see. Where is that one? Dun, 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 dun. Let me put this one here up. You can see my belly on these. You can see how big it was. And I don't have that floppy, loose skin that I had when I first started losing weight. A lot of that has gone away. I still have some loose skin, but it's not nearly what it used to be. This is actually it's actually pretty good. Um, oh, this is the one I wanted to show how big and round that was. I don't have that anymore, but my skin is not. Oh, wrong one again. Where's that one? This one. There. So this is a compression shirt, so it has a little bit of, sucking it in, but I don't have any of the excess hanging over on the sides and stuff. So this is actually pretty cool. And that's one of the reasons why I do the fasting is for the autophagy to help get rid of some of that. Does it help? I believe it does. I strongly think it helps me out tremendously. Aaron says I was rotating clean oils last night. It was late, like 11. Ah. Let's see. Don says yes, it's important. Part for me is having the list prepared. Can't say, huh? I can't think of anything to do. Always be prepared. And you had some chili peppers. Yeah, the chili peppers might have been a reason why your ketones were down just a little bit. And having it at 11 p.m. That's a one of the telltale signs where your ketones are dropping like that. It happens because you're eating too late and your body doesn't have time to clear it out. Wisecracker says Aaron is my favorite carnivore channel. Informative and sensible, realistic. Don't judge, encourages, leads by example. And that he does. Yeah. Oh, this green one? I haven't worn this one in probably since 2016. This is one of my insanity workout shirts. Oh, on my wife, the butter woman. Yeah, she's a cute butter woman. Oops, I meant Lance. Sorry. Well, no, Aaron is too. Aaron's got a great channel, and his live that he does on Monday is Forgiveness Monday. So that makes perfect sense. What you were saying. She is. She is my butter woman. I can't say what I actually call her because that'd be not nice. My short videos, I've got a couple of them on there. I just did one. One of the last shorts I put up there was me walking and singing. I don't sing well, but if you're out walking and you're keeping a brisk pace, in order to get your breathing right, listen to music and sing out loud. It's a reason why the military does cadences while they're marching and when they run. It's to help people to breathe. You learn how to breathe and your breathing becomes better. Your heart rate comes down and you can go longer distances. You get more oxygen to your muscles and your blood. There's a whole science behind it, but it works, and I enjoy it. All right, Terry P says, gotta go. Dump run. Have a great weekend, y'all. You too, Terry. Be safe. Uncle Willie says, I also make dip with some avocado mayo, sour cream, and Parmesan cheese. I dip cold butter chunks in it. Really? It's delicious. Also, good topping for burgers. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, well, I just took a screenshot of that. I'm going to have to try it. You have to have a great rest of the day, Terry. Yep. Good luck with the clean out. You just started watching Aaron's yesterday? Go back and watch his sardine reviews. He's got some good reviews on sardines too. And oh, the one he just did for the Italian sandwich, that one looked really good. But God dang, I have to go back and look at his channel. He's got a couple of them on there that I really like. The lasagna one was a really good video. The cheeseburger casserole. You have to go check that one out too. But he's got some good videos on there for things that he makes and good stuff. Check out his channel. If you aren't subscribed already, get over there. Why is Aaron is equally as welcoming, warm, non-judgmental, and awesome too, even though he eats sardines. Hey now, sardines are awesome. We really need to get a sardine challenge. Why is it up in Michigan, the UP? Sydney says I enjoy reading people's hints. I don't add anything since I haven't found that sweet spot to get to lose weight again. Plenty of other healings going on, absolutely. And see, I've been plateaued since February, where my weight actually went up. Is like in March is when I hit the 220 mark again. So March, April, May, June, July, 4 or 5 months where I've been stagnant. Well, 4 months, and then I finally started losing weight doing this way of fasting right now. It's finally working. It's finally coming off. We all have our own way that we have to find and to get this stuff done with, and sometimes it just takes longer. And when the body's healing, and you have to let it heal. Patience is something that most people don't have. I don't have. But sometimes we have to have patience with our bodies. Ron says I walked a mile today. No breakfast. So we'll eat tonight at 5. When we have company. My last meal was 7 a.m. yesterday. Awesome. Yeah, that's a nice 36-hour fast or ADF, alternate day fasting. Good job, Ron. Is that what you've been doing to break your plateau, Ron? Is doing like an alternate day fast like that? Yeah, enjoy the healing, and that sweet spot will come. Wisecrackers wants to know if Aaron's tried any oysters. I don't know. You need to learn everyone's real names. It's a hard one to do, as a lot of people don't put out their real names, and some people want to keep that anonymity, and I don't mind. That's why I put my name on there. When I first started my channel, I had it just as North Dakota Carnivore. That was before YouTube changed everything, and I had my name out there like it should be. And then they changed it all, and I was like, no, I had to figure out how to change it back to North Dakota Carnivore because they gave me some stupid freaking name. I had to figure out how to do that. If you want to know, there's actually a video on my channel on how to do it. Yeah, I got you on that one. Bot. Aaron says, love oysters, cod liver, sardines are least favorite, to be honest, but they're the most nutrient dense fish out there, and they really pack a punch. And you can do a fast on them. It's not a fast; it's a diet. Some people get really upset when we say that we're doing a sardine fast because we're taking in calories. It's not a fast. Some people just get really ticked off about that, and they insist on telling you it's just a diet. Who cares? It's a fast. You're limiting your calories to generally under 500 calories when you're eating that way. That's a fast. Fasting, please. And they don't even fast. Ron says, yes, I actually took one every Tuesday, but the video is every 10 weeks. Yep. Okay. That's actually, it's amazing what you did with your results. Don says, Aaron, you will learn the names as a task, but light switch will flip and you'll get them. Just like Larry's learning. I like it when he first learns somebody's name and the next time he misses it and takes him a while. But the health benefit outweighs the taste correct for the sardines. Yep. Lynn, 22Q Cat, good morning. Holy cow, am I behind? That's a long way behind. Just getting at the end of this here. Kind of. Ron's love hard boiled eggs. I love pickled eggs. I had issues after I broke my fast with eggs on Wednesday. I had histamine issues, runny nose, and all that crap coming back again, and it started bothering me. So, but I haven't had that issue when I have pickled eggs. I wonder if it's the difference with the hard boiled or the over easy. Rick says I'm not much of a cook since my wife's passing. I've been eating mostly pork and chicken. Trying something different for a while. 4 eggs with fish, either tuna, sardines, or canned salmon. Now, I can tell you, Rick, that the over easy eggs, I had 2 over easy eggs on it over a can of canned salmon. That was really good. I really enjoyed that. The eggs didn't agree with me, but the rest of it was pretty good. I've been trying to keep it OMAD. Some days that meal is around 2 or so, and others it is earlier in the day. You get up at 3 a.m. Yep. Also wondering if I should try to push that meal toward the end. Let's see. Towards the end of the day, if you're eating, do you test your blood sugars or ketones at all? Because that's one way to see how your body's doing with where your eating window is. If you test ketones and they're elevated and good, and your blood sugars are low, then you're in the right window. So, but to avoid a binging scenario, it might help to eat a little bit later. Yeah, and getting up at 3 a.m. I know the feeling. It's up earlier than me, but Slack. Good morning, my friend. How are you today? Nice to see you in here. Did you happen to catch Jerome's live this morning? He's heading out with family to break his fast. So, let's see. You're trying not to eat I try to push it towards the end of the day, so I'm not trying to eat at after bed. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Again, I would. What time do you go to bed? Most people do better eating a meal like 2 to 3 hours before. But if you eat at 2 o'clock and you go to bed earlier and it's 4 or 5 hours, maybe moving a little bit would help. Let's see. Don says, "Oh, deviled eggs from pickle eggs are fantastic. Sour cream and cooped honey mustard for the filling mix." You've had deviled eggs from pickled eggs. I'm gonna have to try that. That might be a snack for tomorrow. Oh, Aaron says, "Cindy, maybe a cinnamon roll as well. Get some sticky buns." Heck yeah. You just bring them for the doctor and his staff. Tell them they can have the duck food, and then bring a ribeye or a can of sardines. Eat sardines and throw it in their garbage can. Cindy says, while others are talking about how to curtail hunger, I'm trying to increase mine. I am so strange. I actually was happy that I became hungry last night and ate some boiled eggs. That's cool. See, and it's like I said, everybody has their path. You're trying to increase your hunger. Most people are trying to decrease it because we are so damaged. Uncle Willie says, I used to make pickled eggs. I rotated 3 gallon jars in the fridge. It takes 3 to 4 weeks before they're ready to eat. Yeah, and that's why I don't have the patience to do the pickled eggs because I want to eat them right away. Aaron just bought size 32 pants. Congratulations, Aaron. That's amazing. That is such a cool thing. I really, from going from a large size of pants and getting back down into a size 32, that's a huge deal for me. That was one of the big things that happened when I got mine. Wrong roll. Donuts or do nuts. Right? That's why you gotta go watch Aaron's video because his cardiologist told him to bring a snack for his stress test. And one of the things they mentioned was to bring donuts. Uncle Charlie, good morning. I am doing fabulous today. Went out there and nailed a hell of a walk this morning. Hit 5 miles before I did my live stream. So it was good. Water's on the stove. Awesome. Does bacon raise blood pressure? No. Not medical advice. Just experience. No. What raises blood pressure, from my experience, is plants. Plain and simple. Eating plants raises your blood sugars, which raises your insulin. You become insulin resistant. One of the issues with insulin resistance is your arteries get stiff so they don't expand and contrast like they should, and that causes high blood pressure. That was my issue. I was on 5 blood pressure medications. As soon as I cut the carbohydrates out of my diet, 6 weeks into eating this way, I came off of all 5 of my blood pressure medications. And I did have my doctor helping me do it. Bacon is a superfood. Bacon and eggs. Gotta love them. Sugar is down. Inflammation is down. Energy comes and goes, waiting for the weight to begin to drop. And it will. Continue eating the fatty red meats, and the weight will start to drop. One of the things that you can also look at too, and I recommend people to track their calories from the fat and the calories from the protein. And if you're doing strict carnivore, I know you don't do strict carnivore, but watch where your calories from fat are. If you're consistently above 70% of your calories from fat, and you've been doing this for a couple of months and they're not moving, try to go down to 60% of your calories from fat and see if that works. Jenny Middich has a great video of lipotoxicity on her channel. And basically, lipotoxicity is the point where your body can't store any more fat. So if you can't store fat, everything that you're eating for fat is just being used right away for energy. And it's just a cycle like that. Jenny Mitch's husband, her started the carnivore diet at the same time. She lost a ton of weight in a year. He didn't lose any. Nothing. They were eating the same meals. They had to cut his down to 60% of his calories from fat for him to start losing weight because that's what his body needed. But once he started losing weight, then everything worked out good. I would track your calories from fat and your calories from protein for at least a month just to see where you're at. Got a large shopping order to do for. Okay. Meals on Wheels here. Have a great rest of the day. If I don't see you in other chats, much love. I'll be listening and shopping. Have a great day, Don. Stay cool out there. Be safe. Holy smokes. I'm really far behind. You're taking butter, eggs, and bacon for the appointment. You want to see the reaction? That's amazing. Oh, they're probably not gonna have a good opinion of it. Wisecracker, I noticed my skin has been tightening up all over. Right. And that's one of the reasons why I do the autophagy. Really, it helps. I've lost a lot of weight. I still have loose skin, but I don't have a lot of it hanging like I thought I would have. Sim says, oh my, you are a changed man. I am. I I've lost a lot of weight. I lost 142 pounds when I was down to 205. I was 142 pounds, down to 208 again. So 139 pounds from my heaviest weight that I recorded. And I honestly think I was much heavier. Pam, how long do you fast for? Dry fast, water fast, sardines, butter. For my walk. Oh, Larry's on. Okay, so Larry is on. So if y'all want to go to Larry's, it's Carnivore Quest. I'm going to be heading over there in just a minute here. I'm going to get down to these here. Cindy says I've sung while walking. Got strange looks from my dog. She even stopped and refused to go further until I stopped warbling. I guess you're embarrassing her. Yeah. See, I don't mind. I've got the music. I wear the earbuds and I'm jamming while I'm walking. I listen to mostly stuff like Five Finger Death Punch. Got a fast beat, and it keeps me walking fast. So I keep that pace because I go out there to get my heart rate up. Aaron's saying, Lance Brian, I will be doing a sardine challenge. We'll have to come on there and do it. I went right by Aaron. Brian. Good morning, Brian. How are you doing today? Brian says, tell me when you will be doing another sardine challenge. You're also someone who likes them. Yep. Going to talk with Amy tomorrow on her live. Awesome. Most lion. Ron says no. Mostly lion diet for the last 2 weeks. I did include butter. Yeah, it's actually not a bad fat to have. If you give a lion some butter, I'm sure they'd eat it. I'm going to move up from 24-hour fasting to 36-hour fasting this week. That's a great move, John. How are you feeling when you're doing 24 hours? Are they getting easy to do now? That's the big thing, is to do that. Good evening, good morning. Also, evening. Good morning, John. It's nice to see you in here. You can choke sardines down with mustard. I like them with mustard. I also like them with Frank's Red Hot. Don't buy the ones in mustard. Don't buy the ones in the Louisiana hot sauce. If you read the ingredient list and what they're making the mustard with and what they're doing with the Louisiana hot sauce, they're adding extra stuff in there to thicken it, and it's not good. Holy smokes, I am really behind. That's why I say fat only and not fat fasting. Yeah, it's a fat diet. That's actually one of the things that I like. Um, they're not the cleanest, but they're actually not that bad of a beef stick as the fatties. I can eat one of those, and when I want a snack, it doesn't affect my blood sugar, and it helps me get through the day if I have the feelings where I need to eat something. 30 eggs in a pot. Wow. Sounds appealing. You'll be busy for a while, a wisecracker. Awesome. Watch Aaron's reviews. The price does matter. Better quality tastes better, but they do cost more. And that is true. Let's see. Aaron, Ron sent you an email. Wants to do an interview. Awesome. I recommend you guys want to get your story out there talking to Ron also. And Aaron, are you going to be doing interviews on your channel? I thought you were going to be doing them, right? I don't see one out there. But let's see. Shopping a carb ridden horrible cart full of junk. Glad not going to my house, right? You're late today, Don. Hope you're having a great day, Don, right? I made some hard boiled eggs last night. This talk of pickled eggs has got me getting off this chair to go make some. Back to just listening. That's awesome. So far, Brian, yes, you're having a good day. Yeah. Yeah, the carnivore police, the fasting police, they're all over the place. Okay. Started a sardine fast last night. Start a sardine fast tomorrow. Awesome. I'm still waiting on my test strips to arrive so I can see if my ketones have changed at all. Wisecracker got farm eggs sometimes. They don't settle very good. I dropped a few in the jar of pickled egg vinegar after I ate the eggs. They didn't bother me after sitting in the vinegar for a week. Yeah, you have to try that. 56 at your highest ever. 56 what? Started a water fast last night, then tomorrow I'll do a sardine fast. Okay. Oh, your hand size? 56? Holy cow, you were bigger than me there, Aaron. Mine were 48. Ron was a size 64 and he's in a 42 now. And he could go down to a 40. That's amazing. Jester, hey, good morning still. Yep. How are you doing? You didn't happen to head out to the state fair, did you? Everybody's chatting. 70 to 60%. How do you achieve that much fat? Maybe butter? No. 73-27 ground beef nails at 70 plus percent. A ribeye is 74% of the calories from fat. And a ribeye, the way most butcher shops have them. You'd be surprised how many calories come from fat. Um, for your information, protein from a red meat or any meat, that's 4 calories per gram. Fat, 9 calories per gram. So you get a marbled steak, it's got way more calories from the fat than it actually does from the carbohydrate or from the protein end. So that's how you get it. They don't teach that. Yep, you had to cut your fat back to make it work. And I've had to do that too here recently to get my weight loss going along with the fasting. I've had to cut my fat back. What egg fat protein ratio? It's not just the egg fat, but the egg. I can't remember what the eggs are. But when you do like an egg diet, when you eat just eggs they call it egg fast, you have 1 egg and you have 1 tablespoon of butter. And that gets you into the right range. Got to do N of 1 experiments. We are all individuals. That's 100%, Uncle Willie. Great advice. Yeah, I'm always behind the chat. Anybody catch Mopar this morning? Rick was speed reading. I did. When I was in there with him this morning, he got behind and he was just plugging through them. Let's see, Jester said to the point in the chat, you put in, he'll read it in his streams. Yeah. Sorry. This Bacon Runner says, John just came inside from recording my blood, sweat, and tears. Awesome. Have a great day, Brian. We'll see you in the chats. And you feel fine after 24 hour. Yeah. Once you feel fine doing like the 24 hour, then moving to 36 is like the natural progression. And then you can do 48s, 72s. It just takes time. But being a diabetic, you have to watch how you're feeling and watch your blood sugars and stuff like that because it makes a big difference in your medicine that you take and what goes on with that. Pam says, I guess I need to make my own hot sauce. I don't use it often, but when I have meat fatigue, I add that or jalapeno peppers when I cook, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. I like Frank's Red Hot. I put that, the commercial, I put that shit on everything. And I do. Pork rinds. I love pork rinds. And when I found out, I used to eat a lot of potato chips. When I found out I could eat pork rinds, I'm like, oh yeah. I just buy the plain pork rinds. And there you go. Plain pork rinds, a couple dashes of Frank's Red Hot on them. It's amazing. Plug, y'all like live chats? Y'all like music? Join us, Ryan Mushard live chats. When you can watch carnivore videos, he's great. Chat is great. Sorry, not sorry. Either. Not a problem. You all want to check something out just to kill the time, kill the noise? Aaron says, yes, we'll be doing a series with weight loss surgery carnivores. Yep. Want to do others as well. I remember you were talking about it, but I didn't see anything on your channel yet. Wisecracker, put my earbuds in so you can go peel eggs in the kitchen. No phone service out there. Listening. All right, Wisecracker, you have a great day. Last night I had burger patties and raw cheese. It feels good to stay away from processed foods. Absolutely, Slack. Once you get away from processed foods enough, they just don't taste right anymore either. But I don't know where you're at in the world, but like my McDonald's, my Hardee's, Wendy's, Burger King, you can order just the burger patties here. I know some places don't let you do that, but I still do that. They're not that bad. 4 or 5 burger patties, that's a meal. And they're, well, for here, they're just over $2 a patty. So you can get 5 patties for $10. That's actually not bad. Jester, I don't like crowds, so we stay away from the state fair. I get you. I don't like it either. When I end, you're going to join Larry's. Well, I'm going to be ending here really soon. You're also guessing with my new heightened olfactory senses that the smells would be horrendous. To a point, it is, yes. Um, what really gets me at the state fair is walking by the people and all the different perfumes and colognes and shit that they put on their skins. Oh, that's what really gets me. The food smells actually didn't bother me there. Yeah, it's good to see you too, Rick. Still going. I'm trying to catch up so I can get out of here, but I'm slow today. Going over Larry. See you there, Uncle Willie. You have to watch Rick. Yeah. Yes, I do. I got one right here. I wear a CGM. I'm not diabetic. I just like to experiment. Yeah. Ron says, Donna, you already hit 138 views on your channel. Steak and Butter Gal only got 106. Awesome. Yeah, make your own fermented pepper sauce. That's not a bad idea. There's a Puff. Yes, I remember you. Good morning, good afternoon. How are you today? It's nice to see you here again. I know it took me a while to get to this point. Yeah, Dawn is also a weight loss surgery carnivore there. And I have to deliver the duck food in honor of Rick. Awesome. Well, I caught up with the chat. Gonna head over to Carnivore Quest. They're live. Larry does his stream, and this morning they're doing it early. He's been doing it at night, but he's got something to do now. So gonna head over there. Don, Aaron says he'll be in touch if you'd like to do an interview. That would be amazing. I'd like to see Don's interview. So you all have a great day. We'll see you in the chats. I forgot to put that back up. Sorry, Brian. We'll talk to you guys later. And tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Have a great day.